Hi guys, this is Deborah. I'm so excited today because I bought myself a scoring board. I've wanted one for months and I kept trying to talk myself out of it, but in the end I thought, you know what, this is something that I'm going to use a lot, particularly in my junk journals. So I thought, it's my birthday next week, why not shout myself a little gift for my birthday? So here it is, fresh and unopened. I'm going to open it now and see if I can use it. So I decided on getting the larger one. It's an EKSUCCESS scoring board, and they do make a smaller one, but I thought if I was going to buy one, the smaller one was only $10 cheaper anyway, and I figure I may as well, go big or go home, because I think, buy the bigger one and then I think you'll be able to use it for a lot of things. So here it is, and it's just a bit of packaging, and here's the instruction on how to create things. So there's plenty of instructions here of how to do things, how to create an envelope, okay? Plus on the back it's also got that information. It seems fairly sturdy because on the back of it, it's got this sort of crisscross plastic stuff. So that tells me that it's, hopefully not going to buckle or anything. And this piece is the corner piece, and I know that that gets used to make the envelopes with, so best not lose that bit. Now I'm going to see what to do. See if I can make myself an envelope with it. So the piece of paper I'm using is 7.5 by 7.5 inches. And it's just a piece that I had sitting on the table, and I figured it was, why not just start here? And it looks from the instructions like you sit it down here. So you're using this corner piece here as your angle, and I'm learning along with you, so we'll see if we can do it. And then this is the tool, and it's good that there's a little channel. Let me bring that down so you can see. So up here is the little scoring tool which sits in there. I think that's good because that's probably something that I might lose if I don't have somewhere to put it. Just reading the instructions on how to create this envelope, it seems to be saying that to create it I need to have it at the, so I guess mine's not quite, it says 6.5 by 6.5 inches. And then 2 3/8 is your horizontal fold, and 3 1/8 inches is your vertical fold. So I'm just really going to wing it here. So my envelope might be slightly off. So I'm going to go 2 3/4 inches as my horizontal fold. So I'm looking at this 2, 2.5. So this seems to be the 3/4 inch spot. Put a score down there, and I'm guessing that I just turn it around now and repeat the same. I'm guessing. Let's see. Put it down here. 2 3/4 inches. It says 3.5. 3.5 inches. It seems like it's going to make a very small envelope. Okay, so I'm probably just going to go 2.5 inches. This is just my trial. Oh, so when I did that, I actually skipped a track. Did I? I think I did. Okay, and then I'm going to go 2 3/4 inches again here, so that it's the same as the score I did on the other side. And then 2.5 inches on this one. 2.5 inches. Okay, so it seems like you have to lay your tool a little bit flat. I think I was holding it a bit too vertical, and that's maybe why it skipped on the track, because you can see that I was holding it. I'll just turn it on an this way on an angle so you can see. I was holding it up that way, and I think that it needs to be down like this. So I'm just lay that flat so you can see the angle as opposed to up high like that. And I think that's why when it was up high I might have skipped into the next channel, because all these little things here are channels. Okay, so I've scored the envelope, And I'm just going to now fold. See what happens when I do a fold on this. So I can see my problem, although I guess it depends on what you're looking for, doesn't it? But these are not overlapping enough. And when you fold, I think you want these overlapping enough more than what they are. So that's at the 2.5. I'm going to now rescore that at the 3 inches and turn it around again and score it at the 3-inch mark and fold it in. And this is just a test piece, obviously. I won't be actually using it for anything. And then it says to cut out these edges. So just down here where the 2 score lines meet, there's a little triangle. So I'm just cutting that one out. Go to the other side and cut that one out. So it might be easier if you actually follow the sizing that's on the little chart rather than winging it like I did. But, you know, that's me. I wonder if I have to cut all 4 out. 1, 2, yes. So I've got to cut all 4 of these little intersections out. By the look of it, 1, 2, 3, and there's 1 here. I'm using a Stamperia cardstock because it's nice and thick, and I'm going to fold it so that it's got the pretty on the outside. Okay, so 1 there and 1 there. And then I've got this little envelope. There are instructions for making boxes and cartons and all sorts of things on here, and it gives you all the sizes. And that's obviously at the back, that's just making a card. But I think that this is working quite well for a first one. Now, I don't like how that is poking up there. But I'm thinking that I can probably just trim that off, like straight across. I suppose you could leave that if you wanted to, but I just want it flat there. And I've done an envelope and it's that quick, which is pretty good because I've made envelopes before and sometimes they can be a pain in the butt to make because you've got to get your all your scoring in the right place. So that's one thing, and the other reason that I bought it is really for my junk journals. So this is an old piece of cardstock, just 12 by 12 cardstock. I've just chopped it up because I just want to play with something. I'm going to take my corner piece out, and I just wanted to play with doing some scoring, and I've got an idea in mind. So I'm just sit this up against that top piece there. I'm going to turn the board because I'm finding it a bit difficult. I'm a bit injured at the moment. I've got a bit of an issue with my thumb, a bit of arthritis. So I think for me, turning the board at a 90-degree angle to the scoring line, so having them at 90 degrees to me, I think that might be a bit easier than having it the other way. So I've had this idea about doing a concertina fold, and I've done them in the past with multiple pieces of paper. I just was thinking about it the other night and thinking about buying the scoreboard, and thought I can make concertina things a lot easier then. So I'm just going to try this, score at the 2, probably the 2.5, and then maybe the 3.5 and the 4 inch, and then let's skip an inch and score at the 5 and the 5.5. No idea what this is going to look like, but let's try it. I might turn it over. It might be easier for you to see. And I'll turn it over onto the green side. And so I'm just using the second score line I did, and I'm folding it so it's like a pleat, a bit like sewing. Not quite as dexterous as I normally am, so forgive me, I'm a bit slower. So I've just done that to fold a little pleat in the paper. I've got that folded so it's all like pleated, and I'm putting just some adhesive, or using double-sided tape, I could use glue as well, just on the back of the fold, because I want to be able to tuck things into the front of the fold, and that you'll be able to then stick them in here, so that in your junk journal it's a bit of a place that you could store all this stuff. I mean, you could store ticket stubs and other things in here, but that little accordion is giving you lots of places to store it. So this is the 1 inch pleat. So I'll just go back to this one. These I've scored at the 1 inch and 1.5, 1 inch, 1.5. So the actual pleat in this one is smaller. So when you tuck that in, you're only tucking in a 1/2 inch. And this one here, remembering that it'll be stuck down in the journal, is 1 inch. So in terms of being able to stick things into it, they're going to go in further. But I still think that they're really quite cool. And that's why I wanted my scoring board, for that and other things. Also, you could use it to fold your pages in half for your junk journals. And in fact, I think there'd be a lot of things. You know, I might not make boxes with it, but I certainly really love this. It's, you know, it's a bit like fabric, and it's very textural, and I'm a very tactile person, so I like running my fingers over it. And if you did it at the 1/4 inch, it would even be more delicate than that, so that would be a really nice textural element to add, even on an art journal, for example. I'm sure I'm going to find lots to do with my new scoring board. So I'm very happy that I've invested in one, and I think that I'm going to have fun making my own envelopes and making my own concertinas and lots of other things. Life is going to be a lot easier now I've got my scoring board. This is Deborah. Thanks for watching. Cheers.